late 2006, early 2007, so the height of the insurgency, before the surge had begun. I was working as a liaison officer in the embassy of Baghdad, and in my spare time I managed to meet several different artists who were working in and out of the green zone, and over time started developing a cultural dialogue with them, and over a long period of time we became friends, and eventually they revealed that they had a lot of artwork that they were exhibiting in secret out in Baghdad, and they wanted me to take it to the US. We exchanged books with one another. They gave me books about Iraqi art. I brought books about American art, things like a retrospective on the MoMA that I brought in, because that brought him up to date with a lot of things that had transpired since an oppressive regime and sanctions built walls around their country. It's not like something we have here. They don't put a big advertisement in the newspaper and invite the whole public. It's a lot more closed off than that, just because of the security situation. The economy is really rough. There's a lot of unemployment. There is a lot of violence, but they want to show the world that they have the same respect for the basic tenets of humanity. There's actually one painting here that shows three men from different parts of Iraq. One's from Kurdistan, one's from Baghdad, and one's from Basra. They're sitting together on a bench, having a hookah pipe, and just enjoying each other's company. And to me, that's one of the most hopeful statements. None of the artists who I know of are trying to leave right now. They're going to rebuild their country's cultural heritage that was damaged in 2003 when the museums were looted. It was a traumatic experience for them, and this is their way of saying, we're not going to give in on this. We're not going to give up our homeland. The artist Mohammed Al Hamaday, his brother was a cabinet minister, the minister of planning under Saddam Hussein, and he was murdered in 1979 specifically for being a Ba'athist. That was a time when Iraq was planning to merge with Syria, which would have left al-Bakr, Saddam's boss, as the president of the joint nation and the president of Syria as the number two. Saddam was not happy with that, so he made a move to consolidate power, and in doing so decided to oust the Baathists and have many of them murdered. It was a political affiliation simply because people needed to be in that party to have any sort of position in government. Lots of professionals, almost every professional who wanted to keep their job was in the Ba'ath Party. The Night of Fire, Laylat, refers to the time right around the 2003 occupation, and these are 25 different scenes around Baghdad during that time. What Mohammed is showing in these canvases are things like the fall of the statue in Firdos Square. This is the statue of Saddam Hussein, and you can see the word Iraq spelled here, and it's kind of falling down with the statue as a crowd of monkey-like onlookers cheer. What Mohammed is showing through a lot of this is the intense and violent experience of the shock and awe campaign, but also sort of an ambivalent celebration of the fall of Saddam Hussein. Remember, this is a man who murdered Mohammed's brother. He had every reason to welcome Americans as liberators, but at the same time, Mohammed was traumatized by the sheer violence of the situation. And that's what comes through loud and clear on the canvas. There are many other metaphors that Mohammed paints, like, for example, the black handprints, sort of oily handprints, right across the Iraqi flag. And that speaks volumes about the chaotic situation and the ulterior motives that are at work with some of the people who came to power after the occupation.